to win the national championship. Well, earlier this year, when Southwestern faced Lake Clifton, all that changed.
We pick up the highlights with Southwestern getting things going right from the tip. The Sabres' Haywood Edie streaks to the basket for an uncontested layup. A little later, Southwestern would add more. Off of the miss, Kevin Waters is there for the putback. But Lake Clifton would finally be able to answer. On this play, Ronald Bird buries the tray. But in the second half, the Sabres exploded. On this play, Kevin Waters buries the jumper. And then Haywood Edie puts the exclamation point on the game. He's fouled from three-point land, and the bucket goes. Southwestern thumps Lake, 92-76. Now, last year you played JV, and now, coming out here hitting threes. How'd you feel coming into this game?
I felt good because I was a little nervous at first, right? But then I just felt I had the game to play with them, so I just stepped my game up too. I felt real big, it was a good game. I knew we had to come off strong like we did early in the game. And so, we was running. Like Coach said, when we come off against them, we had to come off big.
Well, at halftime, I told the kids that, we couldn't be happy with the first half performance, right? How could you be? We had a lot of turnovers and had a lot of missed opportunities and things like that, but I told them that they were going to come out and they were going to be very aggressive. I played Lake Clifton before. They'll come out and they start to push and shove and they're very aggressive.
Well, we felt very confident coming to this game. Lake Clifton is a good team, but, we came to the game thinking we can beat them. We think we can beat anybody, coming to any game. Just got to be very confident when you go into a game, and it's very positive things ahead.
Okay, joining us now is our expert analyst, Derek Toney. Derek, Southwestern has jumped out to a very fast start, beating Lake Clifton. Let's talk about the Sabres.
Right now they're playing probably the best basketball in the city, 7-0. Getting great guard play from Haywood Edie, also getting great guard play from Daryl Dawkins, and also Original Johnson, a 5'10" sophomore from the JV team which went 18-0 last year. But the biggest contributor to this has been 6'6" shooting guard Ernie Evans.
Okay, let's talk about Reginald Johnson, a player that played in the JV squad last year. He's come out and he's been a very valuable asset to the team, shooting long-range jump shots.
Yeah, he's come out. He's very relaxed. Most time you get a player who comes up from the JV and the varsity, have a little nerves and a little shaky at first, but Reginald Johnson hasn't missed a beat. He's been really giving them an extra lift.
Okay, the whole Southwestern team practically can shoot the outside shot. How much better does that, they really don't have a dominant inside play, but everybody can hit the outside shot. How much does that compensate for the fact that they don't have a big man?
Well, it makes a big difference, because if you don't have a big man, you're going to have to find another way to get offense. Still is a big problem for Southwestern. They're still going to need a big man I still think, to make a serious run at the state championship.
Okay, now let's talk about, of course, everybody wants to talk about, we'll be talking about this for years to come, the Dunbar Southern game. Probably the most exciting game ever in high school basketball here in Baltimore.
Has to go in the top 5. You talk about, like, the great Dunbar and Mather games, Calvert Hall, Dunbar games. This one earned all the hype that everybody's been talking about since late November, and it lived up to it.
Okay, about 2 minutes ago, Dunbar's winning by 10. What lost that game for Dunbar, in your opinion?
I don't think it was much as Dunbar lost. I think that Southern just wanted it more. Southern has been wanting this game for so long to just prove their point that they belong not only the best in the state, but one of the best teams in the country. And 2 minutes to go, this team, maybe a year or two ago, may have given up, but this team was not daunted, was not shaken up by it. They just came back and they just won the game. It wasn't much as Dunbar lost the game, it's that Southern wanted it more.
Okay, lost in the shuffle of all the excitement of this game was Octavius Keating. He led all scores as far as Southern is concerned in the game, and everybody talks about the Alfonso Hall shot, big shot and everything, but Octavius Keating has stepped out and been a big player thus far for Southern this year.
Yeah, he played really well last year, late in the season for him, especially in the state Final Four against Thomas Johnson. He had a big block, also had a couple of free throws. He's coming into his own. He's not going to overwhelm you. He's just do the things that you need to do: rebounding, pick up garbage baskets. Same thing with Alfonso Halls, rebounding, pick up garbage baskets and everything, and then let Kason Williams and Kevin Simpson take care of all the other scoring. This is a senior-oriented team. This is a veteran team. This is a team that is finding out how good they are, and everyone is finding out how good they are right now.
Okay, Damon Kason, the most exciting guard in the city. He's unbelievable with his tricks and everything. He electrified the crowd the first half with the behind-the-back dribble and then the dish to Kevin Simpson. He is definitely, right now I have to say, he's the best guard in the area. Right and he came up big in that game.
Yeah, big players come up in big games, and Damon Kason once again showed why he is probably one of the best guards in the country. Like I said, he's a senior. He's been through the frustrations of losses, also losing to Dunbar, also losing some of the big games. He wants to win badly. After that Lake Clifton game, when you interviewed him, the look in his eyes, I was right next to you, the look in his eyes was just, he was demeaning. He was just like, he just wanted to play and play and play. He's right now playing as well as he ever had in his career. He came to Southern with a lot of expectations, playing with his brother and also from the Cherry Rec League. And after his freshman year, he had a rough freshman year. Began to play better his sophomore year, and then his junior year he started showing signs, and now it's all come together. He's one of the best guards in the country now.
Okay, let's talk about Alfonso Halls real quick. He hit the big shot. When he pulled up to hit the shot, I was like, oh, my God. The big guy should try to win the game, I was looking for Damon Cason or Kevin Simpson to, take the shot, but he stepped out and hit it, and Coach Smith said that he can hit that shot.
Yeah, Alfonso has a very nice game. He can rebound, he can shoot from outside, he can score in the paint. He's just surrounded by 3 other great scorers, Dante Williams, Kevin Simpson, Damon Cason, but, in his own right, Alfonso Hall's one of the top players. He's an unsung hero, and he's kind of accepted. Like I say, he's a role player. He's more of kind of remind me of a Horace Grant type of mode for the Bulls.
Okay, can a win like this hurt them down the road? A big win like that so early. A lot of big games early this year, and playing these big games and winning a big game like that, can it hurt them down the road when they meet a team like a Southwestern that's ranked 3 right now at the taping of this show? Can that hurt them when they meet a team like that?
No, because I think the difference between some of the maybe other teams, that they probably took this game for granted. A young team would probably take it for granted and think they can just show up and win a game. Some lost Southwestern last year before the Christmas break last year, and that was a bitter loss for them. That kind of set the tone for the second half in their run towards the State 3A championship. These guys don't want to fall back in that habit of taking teams for granted. They know what to do. This team is on a mission. They want to win another state championship, and they want to be number 1 in the area.
Okay, now let's talk about girls basketball. St. Francis has been a study program for the past few years, and this year they're very strong.
Yeah, you talk about maybe one of the country's up-and-coming teams. You talk about 3 players like Nova Chambers, the Webb sisters. You can't find any 3 better players in the country right now. Not taking away from Western, also Lake Clifton, but right now they're playing well. It's going to take it's going to take an unbelievable effort by one of the Catholic League teams to stop this team from winning the Catholic League championship.
Okay, a little later on we'll have a story on Lake Clifton's girls, but we'll talk about them in a little bit. But Western, the number 1 team in the area right now, and I called Coach Bishop, and I wanted to do a story on her team for this show, and she denied us. And what do you think her reason for that is, Derek?
Reese is very so overprotective of her kids. She don't want them to get so fascinated with all the media coverage, all the media blitz, that they forget what to do on the court. She's very hard on her players, and rightfully so. She knows what kind of talent that she has. She has, arguably, year in, year out, the best talent in the country. But the last couple of years, she's been very, very overprotective of them. These are still young kids. These are a lot of juniors and sophomores on this team. So she's bringing them along very slowly, let them work towards it, and then, yes, in their senior year, let them earn all the accolades that they deserve. But right now, they're still the number 1 team in the area.
Okay, let's talk about the big game coming up. It'll be it's like the Dunbar Southern game. It's gonna, everybody's hyping it, and they can't wait for it to happen. Lake Clifton and Lake Clifton's girls against Western later on this month.
Right. James Monroe says he's ready for the big time, and this will be a game that will probably answer that question. They have great players in their own right. Letitia Gross, Natasha Ferguson, Jenka Conley. They've all begun to come together as a team. Now, the key is that Western has to play Hammond early in the week, and that will probably be for the area's number 1 ranking. Now, if Western wins that game, they may be coming up on an emotional high, and maybe kind of can catch Western at the right time and maybe sneak out a win. But if Western loses that game, then they're going to be have the eye of the tiger. So that will be an interesting game. It's a big game for Lake Clifton. This is a program that's been, for the last 3 or 4 years, have been coming up and up to play in this game to prove that they belong with the
Baltimore area upset the area's top team. Gets very confusing. Southern on defense. They come up with the steal here. 2-on-1. Kaysen to Alfonso Haas. And the Bulldogs led 22-17 after 1. But the Sabres kept after them. Haywood, Eddie penetrates. Ball kicked out to Ernest Evans, and he drills the bomb. And there's Coach Terry Leverett, a little intense there, getting after the officials. Southern held the lead. Kevin Simpson, MVP of the Charm City Classic, the baseline 3. But guess what, gang? Southwestern pulled the upset. Antonio Mayo hits the long 3. Aaron Jolly added a 3 at the buzzer. Southwestern beats
down at the buzzer. That's the Bulldogs of Southern on the road at Southwestern High School. Picking up at Southwestern in the dark uniforms, led by 9 at the half. Southwestern's Haywood Eddie. Great early release shot, but this one got close in a hurry. Under 10 seconds to go, tied at 68. Southern's Kevin Simpson drives, pulls up, hits the jump shot. Southern now leads 70-68 with 1 second to go. Southwestern down by 2. They've got to go the length of the court. Long lead pass. Aaron Jolly, three-pointer, banked it in. At the buzzer, he banked in the three-pointer, and that's it. Game's over. Southwestern, an upset winner, 71-70, handing Southern its first defeat of the season. That three-pointer at the buzzer, incidentally, were the only 3 points that Aaron Jolly scored all day, but he saved them for a good time as Southwestern knocks off the #2 team in the country, 71-70, over the Bulldogs of Southern. How about that? Pro Hoop tonight had the Bullets out in the Heartland, taking on the Pacers in Indianapolis. Pacers will be in the white, attacking the Bullets at their weakest point. Kevin.
Right now, I've had to rank them in the city. Right now, it had to be Western, Lake Clifton, St. Francis, and then Northwestern. Northwestern is a program in that building mode to be up there with them.
Okay, Derek. Our high school sports league reporter Nathaniel Russell had a chance to do a story on Lake Clifton's girls team, a program on the rise.
Last season, they were ranked 8th in the Baltimore Sun's top 20 poll. With 7 players returning from last year's 16-5 team, the Lady Lakers, now ranked 3rd in the city, are looking to make a serious run at number